Food in each country has different characteristics, starting from the appearance to the various flavors. Dietary differences in other countries are influenced by many factors. For example, from the cultural and environmental perspective of an area that affects food use materials, cooking methods, and available seasonings. Today, we'll be taking a look at how American and Indian food, situated on opposite sides of the conditions, compare in all these factors. Welcome to this episode of Food Stuff: American versus Indian Foods. India and America's population. When you think of American food, the first thing that comes to mind is burgers, fries, and pizza. When you say Indian food, you think of hot and spicy dishes. That impression isn't far off, but there's more to American and Indian cuisines than what meets the eye. Here are more distinctions between the two. Here are the differences between American and Indian food seen from the various sides. Staple ingredients. Staples in the Indian diet also vary by region, but they usually include rice, potatoes, flour, roti, lentils, and millet. Indian cuisine consists of these staples along with several other accompaniments to make savory dishes. Popular additions to staples are onions, turmeric, garlic, chilies, cumin, and vegetables, while staples in American food typically use corn, rice, and beans. Common spices. Soil conditions in India are ideal for growing a range of different spice crops. In the fiscal year 2019, the production volume of spices was estimated to be over 9 million metric tons across India, so that Indian cuisine mainly uses herbs such as coriander, black pepper, cumin, cinnamon, cloves, etc. Meanwhile, most American food uses pepper, salt, oregano, and chili. Americans don't grow spices in the United States, not because they can't, but because big agriculture is more focused on corn and soybeans. So they import from other countries and pay the price for that. Meat versus vegetables. Most Indians eat vegetables or plant-based food. This is caused by many factors, one of which is trust. According to government surveys, only 7% of Indians eat beef. On the other side, meat has a significant role in American food even though it uses vegetables. Americans consume around 274 pounds of beef per year, not accounting for seafood and fish or individual food waste. The total amount of meat consumed in the US has increased by 40% since 1961. In 2017, the U.S. Department of Agriculture, or USDA, reported that Americans exceed the amount of meat recommended by the National Dietary Guidelines. A preferred form of ingredients. Southeast Asian cuisine marks a tradition of using only fresh ingredients for the best nutrition and delicious foods. For example, various herbs, mints, basil, kaffir lime, and coriander are some ingredients that are high in medicinal value and add freshness to any food. They are not big on frozen or long-life foods. Everything is bought fresh and from fruit, veggies, and wet meat markets. It's ubiquitous to visit the markets in the early morning before or after visiting the temple to collect fresh food for that day. Meanwhile, American cuisine generally uses processed ingredients. For example, instead of using fresh chili or fresh garlic, they use powdered seasoning because it is more efficient and easier to use. Cooking method. Indian food is cooked with clay pots and wood. Clay pots are earthenware pots that are unglazed, free of any toxic materials or lead, and are 100% eco-friendly. The cookware is known by multiple names such as handi, matka, and manchati. Clay pots were present in almost every household, handed down from generation to generation. In India, the clay pots are handcrafted by local artisans. Cooking in a clay pot is a slow process that requires seasoning the pot before cooking in it. The slow cooking process results in aromatic, lip-smacking, and scrumptious food. But most Americans these days use electric stoves. According to a 2015 report from the U.S. Energy Information Administration, approximately a third cook primarily with natural gas. Many of these cooks swear by the blue flame, which can supercharge a cast iron pan in a way that would put an electric coil to shame. Dessert. Many Indian desserts are fried foods made with sugar, milk, or condensed milk and rice-based. Ingredients and preferred types of desserts vary by region. In the eastern part of India, for example, most are based on milk products. Many are flavored with almonds and pistachios, spiced with cardamom, nutmeg, cloves, and black pepper, and decorated with nuts or gold or silver leaf, such as jalebi, imarti, and kheer. While American dessert generally uses essential ingredients such as flour, chocolate, apples, and bananas baked. Another characteristic of the American dessert is its layered shape. One of them is carrot cake, cheesecake, apple pie, etc. Influences. Hindu and Muslim are the two dominant religions that have influenced Indian cooking and food habits the most. With each migration of settlers, they brought with them their own culinary methods. The Hindu vegetarian culture is widely practiced. Adversely, Muslim tradition is the most dominant in the cooking of meats. American cuisine was influenced by Europeans and Native Americans. With the westward expansion of the United States, Spanish and Mexican cooking styles were introduced. Frying oil is used. Cooking oil is a vital and essential ingredient in any Indian dish. Whether it is a serving of mixed greens or main course, oil is used for cooking and adding flavor to Indian food. In India, where native seeds such as mustard, groundnut, sesame, till, and coconut are traditionally cultivated for their oil, this linkage can be seen. With a high oil content, these seeds are usually extracted by cold pressing, an activity suited to small-scale production, which utilizes non-hazardous low-impact technologies. The resulting oils are nutritious and high in natural flavors, and since they are traditionally used and stored in their unrefined state, they are long-lasting. Meanwhile, U.S. soybean production was 4.31 billion bushels. This makes soybean oil the most consumed type of edible oil in the United States. The export volume of palm oil is the highest of any kind of vegetable oil. Culture and belief. Human appetite is influenced by the food they have consumed since they were still in the womb. So this makes humans have different ways of enjoying and consuming food depending on what was eaten as a child. Culture doesn't just affect food tastes. However, it also has an effect on the ingredients of food use. Most Indians are Hindus who do not eat meat, often distinguish all other meat from beef. Respect for the cow is part of Hindu belief. Most Hindus avoid meat sourced from the cows as cows are treated as a motherly giving animal, considered another family member. Meanwhile, in America, eating meat is not prohibited and it is not a taboo thing to do. So that's our look at American versus Indian food. Perhaps you have opinions about this topic. Let us know in the comments. Also, thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. See you next time.